Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video, we are going to talk about the top 6 CSS frameworks that you can use in 2021 to help you in your CSS coding journey. So before starting with the list, the actual list, we are going to discuss a little bit about framework. So a framework is a set of pre-written codes that help us for faster development. In simple terms, a framework is a collection of many styles already put together for us so that we can use that and avoid writing big lines of CSS. Suppose if you want to develop a button or style a button in CSS, we all know how many lines you have to write. You have to write for hover state and each state. But using frameworks, you can just use the pre-style elements by adding those classes in your code and you would have an amazing button at your end. Okay. Now, why should you use a framework or why should you learn about a framework? We should learn about a framework because it helps us in avoiding reusing the same code again and again. Okay. In CSS, we have to use multiple time, we have to use same code again and again, which increases the size of our code. It also consumes time and space. Okay. So to avoid reusing our code, we should use a framework. The other thing we have is for responsive design without going deep into media queries. Okay. So if you guys know CSS, if you want to make your website responsive, you need to know about media queries. But if you are using frameworks, your website is much more responsive and you don't have to deep dive into media queries anymore. Okay, it gives us a clean and systematic code. The browser support for frameworks is very high. Mostly all of the new browsers support frameworks, so yes, you should learn it for that too. It leads to faster development as you don't have to waste your time writing more and more CSS as your site gets huge and as it gets complicated. Okay, it also leads to good web designing because the elements that are styled using these frameworks are very good. The major reason why you should learn a proper framework is because it's already written and you just have to study a few things and you're ready. With a proper framework, you don't have to start everything from the scratch. You already have many styled elements. There are many frameworks out there if you want to learn from different developers on YouTube and Udemy. You might have seen that many people do not use the same framework and you might get confused about whether to learn all of them or which one to learn. Many people, what they do is they end up learning more than 2 or 3 framework, which is good if you just want to gain knowledge and you just want to be in a front-end developer. But according to a good developer's point of view, it is bad because it slows the speed of your development. And if you're focusing on one thing rather than moving forward and focusing on more cutting-edge technologies. To use frameworks, this CSS frameworks, you need to know about HTML and CSS. You need to have a little bit of knowledge about HTML and CSS because this obviously is a CSS framework. So without a basic or even a little bit of knowledge about HTML and CSS, you cannot learn these frameworks. Okay, if you want to learn HTML and CSS, you can click on the I button and click on link in the description. I have tutorial uploaded about HTML and CSS. You can learn it from there. I have put it in a very easy way so that beginners can understand it very easily. Okay, so let's start with our list. So on number 5, we have Foundation CSS. As you can see on the side itself, it is the most advanced responsive front-end framework in the world. Okay, it has been built with HTML, CSS, Sass and JavaScript. It was developed in 2008 by a company called as Zurb. Okay, if you scroll down here, you can see this name Zurb. Okay, the latest version is Foundation 6, which you can also see here, which was released in 2015. It has a Sass compiler which makes compiling faster than normal compilers. You can see all of these services and all of these things that Foundation advantages it provides. You can see all of that. Okay, then Foundation is used for making large web applications to make beautiful websites with responsive behavior and an attractive user interface. It is semantic, readable, it is also flexible and easily customizable. You can find the documentation to learn Foundation on Zurb's official site. So this is the official site of Zurb. I'll also give the link in the description. You can learn foundation very easily from here. You can see introduction, then advanced, and then also certification. Now, foundation was released in September 2011. Now, if you check here, it says 21.4k GitHub stars, but if you Google it now, it has 28.9k GitHub stars. Okay, the documentation means how much support is there, where you can learn it. So documentation on the official site is very good. You can learn foundation from here. Browser support, there's a slight problem because it supports the newer version and does not support the older versions. Okay, and if you want to check out the brands using foundation, then you have Adobe, Samsung, eBay, HP, and many other brands that you can see right here that use foundation for either web applications or websites. Talking about the advantages of foundation, it does mobile first approach and creates a responsive web design. Okay, it provides support for applications and emails as well. It is very easy to customize. It is open source and free to use. Okay, the disadvantages of foundation are the dependency size that we need to use is very large, and it is not that beginner friendly. If you're a beginner and you start learning foundation, it gets a bit tough on you because it is not that easy to understand. Before starting with foundation, you need to have all of the concepts of CSS very clear. Okay, and as I said, it takes time to understand foundation. Moving on number 4, we have Materialize CSS. So Materialize CSS is a responsive front-end framework based on material design. Materialize CSS is a UI component library designed by Google. It is also known as material design. It is created using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay. It is fully responsive on mobile phones and tablets. It is very easy to learn and also has an excellent documentation from where you can learn. Now, whenever I see the term documentation, it means only one thing: where can you learn and how good or how correct the information, how easily it is available. So the documentation again is available on the official site itself. You can see getting started, components, JavaScript, and whatnot. So Material was released in September 2011. It has a whopping 38.8k GitHub stars. Okay. Again, the same thing with Materialize. It does not support all the browsers. It supports few browsers, and it definitely does not support the older versions of all the browsers. Okay. If you want to check out the companies using, you can again check it out here itself. Typestack, NeoCompare, and whatnot. All these companies use Materialize CSS in their website or their web applications. Talking about advantages of Materialize CSS, it has great documentation. It is easy to use and is a component based framework. Okay. Disadvantages of Materialize CSS is it has no support for older versions of web browsers. It is very large and heavy, which makes your website large and heavy and which consumes more space on your server. All the websites that are made using Materialize CSS look all the same. Okay. CSS Flexbox is not at all used in Materialize CSS. It is not maintained anymore by the creators that developed it. And the last problem is we have no control over the components of this Materialize CSS. So if you're adding a component using Materialize CSS, you don't have control over it. You cannot do much with it. Okay. So that is the reason why people do not use Materialize CSS that much. Moving on number 3, we have Bulma or Bulma. Bulma is a modern responsive CSS framework. Bulma is free to use and is open source. It is based on CSS Flexbox concepts. It has no JavaScript and is built using pure CSS. Due to this, it is very easy to combine it with JavaScript frameworks such as React.js or Vue.js or AngularJS. Bulma has many advanced features that make your site look amazing and also has less lines of codes. It has many web components that we can choose from and design them according to what we want. Okay, you can see here on the site itself. They have given the options. The class name is given button, and then we have this button here. button is primary is large, button is primary is loading. So we just have to include this in our CSS file and we'll have this component, this button here. Okay, it also uses a Sass compiler, so it is also pretty fast. Now Bulma was released on January 24, 2016. It is it has, you can see here, 42.3k GitHub stars. Okay, the documentation is very good. You can see here documentation is provided. You can just click here and you can learn Bulma from the site itself. It is very amazing. You can learn it. It is very easy to learn. It is also easy to set up. Browser support is provided for Firefox, Chrome, Safari, Opera Mini and Edge. It does not provide support for Internet Explorer. Okay, and also a few older versions of the browsers. You can see here it also says that no CSS knowledge required. So you can also start learning Bulma without any prior CSS knowledge. If you want to check the companies using Bulma, you can see here these are the companies that are using Bulma, such as Tipoff, Rubrik, Django, Plus Gentle and whatnot. Okay, talking about the advantages, it is lightweight and a Flexbox based framework. So Flexbox, you know how helpful it is in responsive design. It is modular, it provides modularity, it is flexible, you can use it whichever way you want, wherever you want. It is easy to set up, easy to learn and is built with pure CSS. Disadvantages is it does not have any JavaScript element at all. It has limited support and it is new, so it has a less community support as well. It is constantly in development phase. The new updates keeps on rolling out again and again, which makes it hard for developers to cope up. And it is slow on web browsers. These last two reasons are the main reason people do not use Bulma. Because it is slow to use on browsers, the site loads up very slow when you use bulma.css, bulma.io. And then again it is in development phase, so new versions keep on rolling out and new elements keep on rolling out. So you have to keep yourself updated again and again. Moving on number 2, we have Tailwind CSS. Okay, Tailwind is a utility first CSS framework. Okay, unlike other frameworks that have predefined components that are already styled, Tailwind does not provide predefined elements. Tailwind just provides us with helper CSS classes by which we can design and customize elements or classes the way we want them to. Okay, it lets you create your own unique design. You can check out all of this that is there on this site. I have the link given in the description. Tailwind was released on November 2nd, 2017. It has a whopping 31.4k GitHub stars. It only provides support for modern web browsers. It does not provide support for older web browsers. It is used by sites such as Hubler, Livestorm, BlaBlaCar, Online Doctor and many other places. Advantages of Tailwind CSS are there is no default theme or styling. So all of the sites using Tailwind do not look the same and it looks unique and it looks amazing. Okay, you do not need to undo the styling and apply your own styling to the design. There are pre-designed widgets to build our site. The disadvantages are there are no predefined components. Okay, and you need to give time to learn all of these. You can see helper CSS classes that makes all of this development that is there possible. Okay, so you need to give it time, you need to invest your time in it, and it is not that easy to learn as compared to other frameworks, because here everything is not pre-styled, so everything you have to do it on your own. And the first one, the best framework according to me, is Bootstrap. Okay, so now recently the latest version of Bootstrap has been rolled out, which is Bootstrap 4, but you can see the most used version is 4.5. This is the most used Bootstrap framework. So Bootstrap is the most popular HTML and the most popular CSS framework, which includes HTML, CSS, Sass and also a bit of JavaScript. Until recently, Bootstrap also had jQuery, such as in Bootstrap 4 and 4.5, but in Bootstrap 5 JavaScript was completely removed and many other things were added. Bootstrap was originally called as Twitter Blueprint and was developed at Twitter. Bootstrap was made open source in August 2011. The source code for Bootstrap is available on GitHub, where you can even contribute to the code. Bootstrap is directed at responsive and mobile first development. The latest version that was released recently was, you can see, 5. There's also beta, that means it is not a stable release yet. And Bootstrap is the second highest rated GitHub repository ever, and the first most rated CSS framework ever, with over 146k stars and 2000 contributors. Okay, it was released on August 2011. It has 146k GitHub stars. The documentation is excellent. If you go to the site, you can see the docs here. It provides every single detail that you want, that you need to learn Bootstrap. It is used by companies such as Spotify, Twitter, and Udemy. Advantages of Bootstrap: it provides responsive grids, that is rows and columns. Our website is divided into rows and columns, which leads to better responsive behavior. It has pre-made or pre-styled HTML components such as buttons and forms and whatnot. It provides cross-browser compatibility. It is easy to use and learn. It has a vast community support. You can just imagine 146k. That means how many people use Bootstrap. There are so many tutorials. There are so many YouTube videos. There are so many things from where you can learn CSS. If you have a doubt and you post on the internet, there are hundreds of people, thousands of people who can solve your doubt. Okay, and the best thing that I think about Bootstrap is, even if you have zero knowledge about JavaScript, still you can use JavaScript component without writing a single line of JavaScript and just including the elements of Bootstrap. Disadvantage of Bootstrap is again that all the sites that are designed with Bootstrap look the one and the same. You have to remember all of the class names that are there in Bootstrap to add style to those elements. It is heavy to use, and the size of the file that you have cooperated or that you have merged it with becomes huge. Okay, so this was the list. On the first place we have Bootstrap. On the second place we have Tailwind CSS. On the third place we have Bulma. On the fourth place we have Materialize, and on the last place we have Foundation. We also have other frameworks such as Semantic UI, and then we have UIKit, Pure CSS, Skeleton. There are many frameworks that are present there, but this, according to the research that I made and according to the frameworks that I have used, these were the top 5 frameworks that you should definitely pay attention to. Okay, now I have given you a list of the top 5 CSS frameworks. Each framework has its own unique features and different components which are required for your web development journey. You should keep a thing in mind while choosing the best framework for yourself. Now, if I've suggested Bootstrap, it is not necessary that you should always choose Bootstrap. Keep these things in mind while choosing the best framework for you. The first thing is responsiveness. Check out or research how responsive a framework is, because responsive website is very important these days. Second is browser support. Many people still use older browsers. Many people do not update their PC. So you need to check if the framework that you're using is compatible with all browsers. Okay. Third is learning curve, or how easy it is to learn. Okay. If a framework is very hard to learn, it takes your time, which leads to decrease in your productivity and lower or slower development rate. Okay. The fourth one is what CSS preprocessor is used, because CSS preprocessors are very important, because it allows you to use functions and variables that normal CSS does not allow us. The fourth is the user interface. What user interface does, the fifth point is user interface, what user interface the framework provides you with. And the last one is the community support. If you are learning a new framework, it has low community support. So if you have any doubt, there is no one to help you out. So that's why you should always keep in mind this 5 to 6 things that I've told you while choosing the framework for you. You're smart enough to know what you want and which framework is the best for you. There are few frameworks out there in the market, but these are the 5 most widely used framework, and they are the most rated, top rated on GitHub as well. Okay. Now again, you guys might not agree with this, you might have other frameworks in mind you might have liked and you might be comfortable with those frameworks, but if you are a person using any of these 5 frameworks, mention in the comment section which framework you use. And if you like this video, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so I make more amazing content like this. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.